Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Handicapping with Scotty. Happy Thursday, everybody. One last week here of races at Del Mar, going through Labor Day on Monday. I'll be covering races at 9:30 a.m. on my show here, doing the simulcast with John Lees at today, 1 o'clock Pacific, about 1:05 Pacific. Good to be back. I'll be sharing and talking about my experience at the NHC this past weekend. Really good time. And what's up, my man Brady? Was that a good time or what? God, everything was great except for one thing. You know what that one thing is? I feel like city slickers right now. What's the key to life? Just one thing. How about a pick six and using the Scotty long shot, and not letting the Scotty long shot beat you? Oh, thank you so much, Kent. I appreciate it. It was kind of on the spot. I had no idea I was going to be doing it. Scotty long shot. Oh God, Scotty McClellan. I know. I have not slept since. No, I'm telling you, I'll tell that story as well. Tomorrow we're going to have some special guests on the show. Tomorrow morning at 9:30 Pacific. Of course, we cover Del Mar at 9:30 Pacific every morning that the races are running at Del Mar. What's up? And then razor sharp picks in the house. And then special guest tomorrow for about an hour, and then very special guest on Saturday. You're not going to want to miss it. Okay, so tune in to that, and then we might even have another special guest on Saturday. Wait, yeah, today's Thursday, huh? Yeah, but crazy, 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 crazy. Daryl, good morning. Um, Bill, good morning. Um, by the way, too, we're very close with a pace number. Very close to the pace number right now. So me and John have been working on this pace number, and I'm excited about it because it we're getting some pretty good accuracy of being able to predict which horses are going to be on the lead up to the second call. So we're definitely going to launch that before the simulated race. So that's coming. Bill, good morning. So that's doing really really well right now. So excited about that, and I feel like I'll be able to teach you guys how to utilize that thing. Also, what's really cool is we're going to put a little asterisk on these. It's going to be a pace number, right? And you'll see it up here somewhere. It'll be just say pace, and you're going to compare that number against other horses. And then there's going to be an asterisk next to the horses that we feel need the lead. So you'll look and go, okay, this horse has got a 70. This one's got and has an asterisk, which means he needs the lead or she. And then there's two other numbers that are higher than that horse. No matter what the win percentage is, because pace makes the race, you can eliminate that horse. So that's going to be an extra tool. That's going to be a great tool. Good morning, Vern. Excited about that. Learned a lot from the NHC. Learned a lot. Friday, I was in 51st place. I was in eighth place I was in eighth place, and I had 12 plays left, and I don't think I hit one of them. I got, and then Sunday, I was just extremely cold. But I learned a lot. Learned some of the tools that I need, and I've been working with John and Brad on some of those tools. So I feel like I learned a lot. I learned a lot in 2019 in my first year, and I feel like I learned a ton in this last. So the team and I are working on that. And one of the things I realized we needed was a pace number from 1 to 100, a very simple number metric, just like the GSR, just like the SOR. But it's also important to know which horses need the lead. So we gave that information to John. John's working on that. He feels like he has it, and so we're excited about that. So, not a speed number, as you guys know, I don't believe in time at all. Maybe a little bit in quarter horses, but not that much. So, I'll catch you up on some stories with the tournament. That was my. No, I played a few of them, not a lot of the wooden place tournaments, Daryl, but that was the second time at the NHC. So because of COVID, they pushed the NHC off to out to August. Such a good time. But now we go back in January, right? So it gets back on track. So I'm excited. I'm going to start playing in some tournaments. I talked to Mike about this last night, and you're going to be seeing me in way more online tournaments, horsetourneys.com, horseplayers.com. Some of the tournaments as well, that I play on TVG or Express Bet. So I'm going to be doing that. Good morning, John. But I learned a lot. Bill, I appreciate your email too. That was really cool. And but I did feel like I learned a lot. On Friday, I used a horse that was 20 to 1 that we've been working really hard, Brad and I, on a program that's going to like lead me to some of these long shots, and it led me to the 5-horse in race number 1 on Friday at Golden Gate Fields, and so these tools, and so the idea is that because we really want to attract tournament players as well, right? NHC is obviously the biggest tournament of the year, so we're working on tools that are going to help tournament players. And we were one of the sponsors over at the NHC this year. I don't know if you guys saw any of that, but it was like EquinEdge everywhere. We had our own booth, and it was fantastic. Yeah, exactly, Bill. I really did learn a lot. Like, yeah, so I'm excited. So we got Del Mar. I already started handicapping a little bit. I'll probably hide my screen a couple of times because I have to look at some tools, but it's only going to help you guys. We got Saratoga coming up in 25 minutes. We'll play some of those live races along the way. And if that sounds good to you guys, it'll be a good day. Good morning. 9:40, 10:40, 11:40. Yeah, I got a couple hours with you guys very easily. So we'll play some races at Saratoga. We got Woodbine coming up 30 minutes. We'll try to get that in. Del Mar is going to be obviously the most important thing we're covering. And don't forget, I'll be back at doing the simulcast with John Lees at about 1:05 p.m. today. Tomorrow on Fridays, the first post is 4 o'clock, so we'll be about 3:05 p.m., okay? So feel free to ask any questions. Also, you can go on intercom here. You guys know the intercom button on the bottom right here. Click on that and then sign up. I know Mike's setting this up right now, but anybody can sign up for a class. I'm doing classes. I'm going to do them twice a week starting next week, I believe, or the week after. They're going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I believe they're going to be at 11 o'clock, something like that, Eastern time, probably. But anybody can sign up for those classes, because what we're learning is even many of you that have been using this, still don't know really how to utilize the tools and use them, because there's so many different ways to use them. And so it's a different type of format, but it's a way that I'm answering questions, 1, and then 2, I'm slowly going, okay, this is how I do this. This is how I do this. And we look at a few live races, but it's pretty cool. And so if you want to get involved in that, just get a hold of Mike, okay? Or the intercom button there, and just say, hey, how do I sign up for the class? Eventually, I'm hoping in the next week or so, Mike and Ruben will have that up on the EquinEdge website, so you can just sign up. But we think it's really important for everybody involved, the company, also for you guys, that once you learn and see how to utilize these tools and really use them, it really makes a big difference. So big shout out to John and Terry, who were part of that yesterday, and they had a lot of great questions, and that was good. So what's up, Bruce? First post on Friday is 3 p.m. Okay. Thank you, Bruce, for that. I'm sure I was seeing that, but I didn't know. I haven't looked. So last weekend for Saratoga. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what your question is, Marco, but I will tell you this. So Sunday, Mike comes up to me and says, I have a $400 and something pick 6 ticket over at Saratoga. And hey, Pat. And I'm like, okay. He says, do you want to play it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably play a bigger ticket than that, though. Let's look at it. I'll handicap it. So I handicapped it, and he got 5 out of 6 on a $400 and something ticket. And he did not use the Scotty long shot, and it was a price play as well. I'll show you guys this thing. It's pretty disgusting. So, all right, I'm going to start with the first leg, which is right here. All right. So he only had, I think, 4 horses or 3 horses in here. And the second Scotty pick, top GSR, look at this morning line, 10-1 on the odds makers morning line, 9-2 on the EquinEdge morning line. I mean, you see 1, 2, 3 metrics lining up. I mean, anyways, that horse won the race. Okay. That was first leg. So I had that, but I used 5 horses. So Mike did better than me. I want to say he only had 3, maybe. I don't know. How about this one? Sick. 74 GSR, only 1 point behind the 7. Okay. And this horse was a Scotty long shot as well. $43.60. What's up, Oldie? Okay, look at this, sick. 5-horse GSR average, 15% in a race where the top win percentage is only 22%. Top Scotty pick, won the race, paid $730 over the Scotty long shot. But this is a pick six we played. Okay, so then my ticket was kind of big. I went a little bit overkill on this thing. This was our single, Bo Liam, who won easy, never really had to sweat this race. Now, we had 2 long shots and a decent price in the first 3 legs, so we were feeling pretty good right here. And then we were feeling really good here when this top GSR by 10 points, sifting sands, 22% top win percentage, top GSR. EquinEdge morning line was 5-1, and that doesn't scare me because look at the horse went off at 8-1, and then look, it barely got Mike had used the 5 and the 8. I didn't use the Scotty long shot. I don't know what it is. I can't get on the same page with the Scotty long shot, but I'm working on that with the team to try to figure this out. But luckily we got up there and we got an $18 horse. So now it's where it gets exciting. We had 4 horses going into this last leg. I had the 1 horse who was the top GSR. Had the 2, who was 18%, ended up being your favorite. I had who else did I have? The 9. I know I had the 9, and I had the 5. I got on this 5 horse because the EquinEdge morning line was 6-1, but there was really nothing else pointing me towards this horse. I don't know why I used this horse, and I didn't use the price play and the Scotty long shot. Did you guys see what the carryover was? I want to say $332,000. So we had 4 horses that we were live to, from 30,000 to 160 something thousand. And if we had used the Scotty long shot that was a price play, we would have been the only ticket that day. So that was a little disheartening. But it comes down to making decisions, like I always say. The information is right there. It happened to be a hot day. I also thought to myself, Saratoga was so darn hot on Sunday. If I had somehow made it to the finals, I would like to believe that I would have done really good. 161K, yeah, to one of the horses. I think the 5 horse, Daryl. Yeah, no, but it was 332,000. What's up, Taiwan? Thank you. Good to be back. So, anyways, it comes down to decision making, but that was kind of my negative story in a way. But yeah, so that was hard. Ashley, good morning. Is it 3:30? It's 3:30. Okay, so starting time is 3:30 at Del Mar. So we probably go on around 2:35. All right. It was a good time too, but we had probably, I don't know, I want to say 8 or 9 people that showed up in Vegas and just had a great time with them. And you might have seen that picture that we took with some of the people at the bar over there at Bally's, and that was such a good time. Had some drinks and socialized. It was pretty cool. So we took a picture and put that up on Twitter if you haven't seen it. Really, really good time. So he's got a couple of guests tomorrow. Got a guest on Friday as well, and then possibly a guest on Saturday. All right, Mike, good morning. All right. Del Mar, race number 1. Okay. Park Avenue. So I have a note. I felt like this horse needed the race. So 2 Splendid, please. Okay. And then I've got a note on this horse too. Seems to need the lead for best. Did have traffic. So yes, it did have traffic. I'm not going to say lacked room, but it was behind horses. But she was running with her head high, so she was struggling. So she's not like a natural closer. Okay, but she's got a good GSR, and she could maybe get near the pace, or I would think that she's going to have a more aggressive ride here. I would think so. She's got to look, but she's not a natural closer that I think anyways. I mean, she's only raced 2 times, so she could relax, but She wasn't exactly relaxed. So horses like that don't finish as great. This one here, you know, but that okay. So here's the thing about these. What you have to watch for with horses like this is, look, did they have trouble? Did she need the race? Yes, but that was a 42 SOR. It matters the competition that you're facing, and now she's moving up to what appears to be a tougher group in a 50 SOR. So when you're lightly raced like this, and not only lightly raced but off of a layoff, can you move up? Yeah. Sometimes it's not even really about the competition as much as it is you just needed the race, and that could be the case here. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know that this is a single. Oh, thank you so much, Ben. I really appreciate that. They just saw that, Ben. Thank you so much. I don't think this horse needs to go to the lead. Actually, this horse was pretty relaxed, Patrick. So I think Pratt doesn't need to go to the lead. Matter of fact, in fact, I would say that I don't think this horse will go to the lead. I don't know if it's a single. I will tell you this. Look, could this horse win? Could it win by 2, 3? Yes, but I love the SOR and I believe in the SOR, and it's not always right, but it's right a lot of the times. And when you're looking at a 42 SOR and now a 50, I just think that the competition's tougher. But lightly raced, was off since September, so 11 months, right? So okay. I'm going to be covering the screen a few times. You know how we do it. I'll look at some of the simulated races. I'm also going to look at some other tools that I've been working on with Brad and with John. So even though I'm kind of pausing you guys for a second, you'll want that information that I'm going to give you. Okay, so bear with me really quick. I'm going to look at Saratoga for this race number 1. Okay. So we've got 4 scratches at Saratoga, which sucks. That's a drag. All right, Saratoga, race number 1. See if anything pops up here. So the 1 horse looks to be pretty tough. From what I can see with my tools, the simulated race, B-bit could be very, very tough. Joe Rosario's aboard, getting bet, EquinEdge morning line of 4 to 5. 8.5 furlongs. 1, its only race going 8.5 furlongs. Looks tough. Saratoga is muddy and off the turf today. Yeah. Well, this horse has done better on the dirt anyways, Bill, right? That's really nice of you to say. There's Chrissy. What's up, Chrissy? She was the best. She was there in Vegas. I think the 1 horse is going to be tough to beat. Alden, by the way, too, like, statistically speaking, the GSR is our best metric, but the SOR is not judged that way. But the SOR just really tells you, the strength of the fields a horse is facing, and it's all about the strength. How many times have you watched the video and you saw the trouble, or watched the race and you put a note on a horse came back and then loses because the trainer got all excited? Thank you. The trainer got all excited about a horse and said, "Oh, this horse had trouble," but now it's who you're facing. It's all who you face, and that's why the SOR is so very important, guys. So very important. But here at Saratoga, I think the 1 is a single. Well, I can't do it this weekend. Doesn't Kentucky Downs start this weekend or next weekend? But I go back to Florida on Tuesday, and I'm not sure what kind of shows I'm going to do next week, but I'll be back at home, and I'll be back on the 29th floor, and we'll be doing the live shows from race to race to race, kind of the norm like we normally do. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, but I do plan on playing in 3 of the Kentucky Downs tournaments. So I would imagine we'll do something with Kentucky Downs for sure. And not only that too, I think the GSR is perfect for Kentucky Downs. And I'm going to tell you another thing about Kentucky Downs. You really 90% of the time you need to be fit. So horses off layoffs don't win very often unless they have a really, really high win percentage and top Scotty pick and the metrics are lining up. Be careful about these horses that aren't fit. You got to be 100% sure that the horse is going into Kentucky Downs fit, because all these undulations and things like that, I'm telling you, you have to be fit. Okay. So I crushed Kentucky Downs last meet. So watch for that. It starts Sunday. Well, I won't be covering anything this weekend for sure because I've got Del Mar. But next week for sure, we'll be going race by race by race and covering that. So yeah, that's good information to have too. So but yeah, this one looks tough. I mean, I think you could probably single this one. I will just say this. Maybe I've never tried. I don't know. I am not, when the track is wet or rained a bunch, I have not been very good at that. I will just say that. Anytime I've entered a tournament and the track's been wet, I've not done good at all. So for whatever reason, I think there's a lot of jockeys change their styles when they know the track is maybe, like a conveyor belt. So I don't know what it is, but and I like to preface that because people are betting their hard-earned money and I care about that. So I can handicap my ass off, but betting comes into play, so there's a lot of different factors, momentum, confidence, things like that. The tools need to continue to get better so that you have good information like this pace number. I'm really excited about this pace number. I'm very excited about it. I'm also really excited about it for the reason too, is that, again, I'll repeat myself here, but imagine you've got a horse. It's got a 70 pace number, 1 to 100, 100 being best. And it's got an asterisk on it saying this horse is the type, it's a need the lead type. And then there's 2 or 3 other horses that have higher speed numbers. And that horse that we're talking about that needs the lead is 36% to win. The system does not calculate pace or trips. So you could eliminate a horse like that. And I've told you, my biggest hits have been leaving out big favorites. You have to play against the grain. If you play with the grain, then you're never going to get a big payout, ever. So it could be listed as fast all at once. Bottom line is it rained. They probably sealed the track, which means I'm guessing it's going to play towards speed. That's my guess. So rain is definitely my kryptonite. That is for sure, Oldie. Yeah, it is. It is. And confidence is a big factor too. Like, even in the tournaments I've been playing in, I had been right there early on in the tournaments, and then I petered out for whatever reason. Last 4 tournaments I've not done well. So I don't know that I've been seeing the ball great, but I've been winning on the side when I've been playing. So I don't know. I'm trying to dial it in right now. I will say this though, right? The definition of insanity. If you're not doing well, you have to change up and you have to stop for a moment and go, what am I doing? And you can just change up just a little bit, do one thing different, and all of a sudden you start winning. So definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And you cannot be afraid to lose. I will tell you that. So if you're afraid to lose, it means you're betting too much money. That's the indicator right there. That's the indicator. So watch that. And we're going to be, moving forward, we're going to be talking a lot about money management, wagering, all that kind of stuff. You're not going to want to hear it probably, but I'm going to shove it down your guys' throats because that's where it's at. The system, just follow the system and add your own little tweaks here and there. Don't go too far away from what the system gives you, and you're going to be fine as long as you manage your money. The system is not emotional. You hate losing. You should have seen me. You didn't want to see me after both Saturday and Sunday. I handled myself pretty good. I'm a pretty good loser. That didn't sound right, did it? I'm a good loser. What do the things losers say, right? Cheating jockeys? What jockeys are we talking about? All right, so Saratoga race number 1. So, all right, so you guys want to do a pick 5 over there? All right, so for those of you that are new, the system on a $60 budget that I put in gave the 1 and the 3. 3 looks good, no doubt. What's interesting is the same trainer claimed both these horses last time out. Claimed the 3 horse for 25,000 and the 1 horse for 32,000. Interesting. Peter Walder claimed the 7 horse for 16,000. Peter Walder is just on fire right now. This horse is 2-1. What's up, Joe? Oh, thank you so much. It was kind of, I was just, okay. So I was sitting there and then somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, Steve Bick would like you to come on his show." I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm not doing anything. I just literally just lost the pick 6 because I was an ass and didn't use the Scotty long shot and price play. But yeah, I'm in the mood. I'll go do it. Go over there, do it. And it kind of took my mind off of that immediately. So, which was cool. Had a good time doing it. And then when Justin won the NHC, Steve's interviewing and I'm just watching this. Next thing you know, Steve shoves the the microphone in my mouth and said, like, "Here, ask a question." I'm like, I wasn't ready for that, but it was great. I don't even remember what I asked. I did ask him how long he handicapped for, and then also it's a grind, and he was in very good shape. And I'm kind of, in these grinds like this, I'm not always kind of like poker, but I do think that you need to have some really good energy, and it can be draining. I mean, Saturday was like 12 hours or longer, right? And then that doesn't include the handicapping you're doing and all that. So it is a grind. But this kid, you want to talk about, Justin is, I hope to have him on the show. I had Mike go talk to him afterwards, after I interviewed him, and Steve interviewed him. But I did ask him, I told Mike to talk to him about coming on. But you want to talk about 26 years old. This kid is so poised. I was just blown away. Like, so level-headed. But yeah, he was great. What's up, Marv? The NHC, first day I was in 51st place at the end of the day, and sucked because I was in 8th place and I still had 12 plays, and I didn't do well with those 12 plays. I should have just taken winners. I tell you what I have learned a little bit, and this is just, everybody has their own opinion, but depending on where you're at in the tournament, you don't necessarily need to go for long shots every single race. I think that's a misnomer. I really do. Oh no, I think Justin winning is going to encourage a lot of younger people to play, and they'll be tough too. Us older guys are going to have to make sure that we, physically take care of ourselves, because it's a grind. It is a grind. It's tiring, mentally draining, and you have to stay sharp. So, but we'll take a million of Justins in this game. He's fantastic for the game. So very happy for him. His dad was fantastic. I think Frank is his dad's name, I think. Seemed like a really nice man. And they were very close. His dad was hugging him and just loving on him. It was great to see. That's what horse racing needs. We need more of that. So it was good. Saratoga race number 1. I probably would single to 1. Because you can't use too many horses here. I probably would do that. Oh, sorry guys, I'm not sharing my screen. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, let's see here. You guys need to remind me of that next time. Yeah, it was Chrissy. What's up, Sam? Yeah, if I do that again, just grab me. Say, hey, what are you doing? We can't see anything but you. All right, I'm pulling up right now. I just want to watch Saratoga with you guys. So, okay, so I'm gonna real quickly. I'm gonna see. Good morning, Kevin. Oscar, what up? Let me see if I can give you more horses here. Maybe some long shots. Okay, at Saratoga. Race number 2. I want you to consider. Write this down. Okay, you guys ready? Real quickly. Race number 2, the 4 and the 5. Okay, race 2, 4, 5. Race 3, 1, 4, 6. God, I hate all these scratches. We had those horses too before all those scratches. Race 4, 3 and 4. Race 5, 1 and 3. Race 5, 1A and 3. Yeah, that's unfortunate, all those scratches. But all right, they're going into the gate. One's the horse to beat. I think it's 1 and 3 around the track. But 7 horses getting bet. Peter Walton claimed for 16,000 as they just took off. Second, and then on the outside it is Yes I'm Evil next to third. Subiaco now trails in fourth as they race. That's what you would expect from the inside. Joel to send the horse, but a lot of times when you see this, like you would want to see him, like he seems to have a lot of horse, but you want to see him like get ahead of these horses, And sometimes when the jockeys are trying to preserve them too much, it makes you feel like maybe they really don't have that much horse underneath them. Continue up the backstretch. The opening half mile in 49 and 1/5 seconds. B-Bit in front now by a full length. Then Positive Skew. Subiaco looks to rally down at the rail. And on the outside it is Yes I'm Evil. They begin the run around the far turn. It's just brutal. On top here. Here comes the 3. But Rosario's got a shitload of horse, and he's just set a slow pace. You're never catching the 1. It's gonna be 1-3. 7's toast. Those odds are wrong. 99 to 1 on the 3 is not correct. Whoa, maybe the 1 got tired. I mean, went really wide. Oh, John. I don't know. That was really crazy, but he still seems to have horse. Yeah, he's gonna win. But wow. Usually that's a sign of a horse that's tired, though. But yeah, 1 wins the race. That was weird. All right. 1-3. So he did that on purpose, Patrick? There's just no way. You think he did that on purpose? That would be hard to believe. I mean, he just ran the horse, I mean, 2 lengths to 3 lengths further by doing that. That's hard to believe. Maybe he did. That's interesting. Nice, Joe. Congratulations. That's awesome. It's really good with quarter horses. Yeah. When did you hit that? Sunday? That was the 29th. Let's look. Did you say late pick 4? Yep. All right. Let's see. 5 horse top GSR, top Scotty pick, top win percentage, 4 to 5 on the morning line. Did you single that horse? It's a single. 4 horse paid $720. Top GSR, 18%. So all the win percentage kind of equal there. 6 to 1 morning line, and we had it at 7 to 2. Yeah, I wouldn't single the horse, but it beat the Scotty Longshot, who was Scotty Longshot 35%. 6 to 1 in the morning line ends up going off at 4 to 5. Now there was a scratch because Ed Burgard is really good on the morning line, but that's an advantage. The 1 horse, 23% in a wide open, what appears to be a wide open race. EE morning line of 5 to 2, went off at 5 to 2. Scotty's second pick. So you've got some metrics that are lining up there. Now, it looks like a spread race. So what did you do in that race? You had 4-6-2 in race number 8. Yeah, you left out the 5. That's really interesting. You know what's really interesting about this? Look at this 5 horse. 3 to 1 on Ed's morning line and 5 to 1 on ours. Very interesting, right? And then look at this. This horse lost in a 32 SOR, current race of 42 SOR. Absolutely. I mean, the fact that you left out that 5 is amazing. Why did you leave out that 5? Because of that reason? This is where the SOR really helps you. Because here's what happens. The other players, all they see is this horse right there, 2 second-place finishes in a row. What they don't see, here's what they see. They see a straight maiden in that last race, but that straight maiden was easier than the 16,000 maiden claimer that was a 36 group. No one can know that unless they have the SOR. And in fact, over at Los Alamitos, that's often the case. You get these 16,000 claimers. People aren't claiming these horses for $16,000, so sometimes they come up even tougher. Yeah. SOR and the GSR. Yeah, smart. And look at the EE morning line. And had a average win percentage. It was the top Scotty pick. That would have been a horse I would have played against for sure. I'd have been a little confused as to what to do because it was a Scotty top pick, but it'd probably be a horse I would have left out. And look at this. Here's another thing. At 300 yards on the dirt, look at this horse. 0 for 11. 0 for 11. Gary, my man, how are you? How are you feeling?
No, I flew in at Santa Cruz, yeah.
All right, then you got the 1 horse here. We saw that. I'm really surprised. Oh, it's because of this horse. Okay, why did you use the 8? Let's just see. Top 3 GSR. EquinEdge morning line was 10 to 1. The horse went off at 9 to 1, 4%. So here's the thing about these types of horses. I've reminded you guys about this before. This is the type of horse I probably would have singled. That being said, if for whatever reason you don't like this horse, watch, because it's got a top SOR for me, top GSR, 4. It's been in the money in 10 of 11 races at the surface and distance, 54% EE morning line view of money. I probably single this horse all day long. But if you do, whatever reason, want to try to beat him, if you go like this, then look, it's just wide open. And this horse has got a good record. Look at this. Been in the money in 8 of 9 tries at the surface and distance. But again, if you beat the 6 horse, then it's a wide open race. So why did you use that? I'm just curious. Why did you use why did you spread out in that race and not single the 6? Good move. A little better every day. Good. Well, it's wonderful to have you back. We've missed you, Gary. So anyways, I don't know that I could have had the 8. Oh, second race off a layoff. Okay, right? Because it had been off since September of last year, and then comes back after 10 months and runs good against a 72 group. And I mean, Cruz Mendez, Mike Castleman.
What's up, partner? Good, my man. How are you?
So you come back to visit the family and you make the mistake of
Good
coming
bro,
down
sitting
here.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man.
How's life in Chicago?
Warm. Yeah.
How are you, Rob Sherman?
Dave Luke. Yeah, pleasure. Nice to see you.
Warm, huh?
Warm.
Right now.
Here's the thing. You just made a really, Joe, you made a decision and you were right. I wouldn't have. Not that this horse didn't look good. Did. You made a really good decision. I will say this. I mean, the horse has been in the money in 11 or 13 races. So, this is a nice horse. Mike Castleman, he's only hitting at 13%, but Mike's a really good trainer. So,
We're in Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, so.
I get caught up in horses like the apolitical pence as a free square all the damn time. I mean, I don't think you can make a living trying to beat horses like this all the time. I don't know what we could have seen in this horse that would have made us feel like this horse was vulnerable. I don't know. Monte Rose is amazing. 24%. Jesus Ayala, 28%. I mean, he's just sick. And the reason I'm going over this right now, I know we're not covering this, but the reason I'm looking at it is because I like to try to learn from it and go see how could we have found this 8 horse like Joe did. Maybe it was just, maybe Joe just had a gut feeling. I don't know. Maybe he had gas. What was it, Joe? I don't know. All of a sudden you're just like, apolitical pence is going to lose today. I don't know. You can't try to beat horses like this all the time, though. You have to have a reason as to why. You can't. What I don't want you to do is go, you know what? If I beat this horse, then it's going to pay good. You cannot do that. You have to have a reason why you don't like this. Maybe you didn't like apolitical pence because the horse has been off since May. Maybe. From 12/12 2020, it didn't race until 3/9. Okay. Then it had another layoff, and then even a bigger layoff. That could be a reason. That would be the reason not to use the 6 horse. I don't know. Did the horse break bad? I don't know. I don't know what happened. But anyways, all right. What happened at Woodbine? You guys didn't talk about Woodbine. Top Scotty pick. Oh, look at that. Top Scotty pick over the second top Scotty pick over the Scotty long shot. Who can do that? I know it was the favorite. 3-5 on the EquinEdge morning line, 48%, top GSR. I mean, obviously the 5's a single, but you just give out ice cold trifectas like that. It didn't pay much, probably, I'm guessing. 20-cent trifecta paid $2.84. So I don't know, was that like $14? Pretty cool. And if you're wondering what this price play is, that there are 10 algorithms. So I'm going to show you. If you go to the dashboard, click on EquinEdge or our logo, which, by the way, is that logo not the sickest logo you've ever seen in your life? I like sincerely mean that. Like when we came up with that logo, some people pay $1 million for a logo like that. I think we paid like $3,000. It's sick, right? The horse over the Wi-Fi. It's modern. It's badass. All right, price play. Here it is, right? So there's 10 different algorithms that make up the price plays. They don't hit at a big win percentage, but they are in the money a lot of the times, okay? But when you look at a race like the first race, and the horse was in the money, you're seeing the Scotty long shot, which is one long shot algorithm, and then you have a price play, which is one of 10 long shot algorithms that caught this horse. So now you have 2 separate algorithms. So what I'm trying to teach you guys is when these metrics start lining up, that's when you want to start looking at these horses even closer. Lawrence, I have no idea what the track is like right now. I don't. Vegas was cool. Almost hit the pick six over at Saratoga, but I didn't use the Scotty long shot in the last leg, and I had 4 horses, so that cost me $332,000. So that was kind of a drag. Saturday, I was in 51st place in the NHC, and then Saturday I spit the bit out. But I'm learning. What's up, Greg? Good morning. But overall, it was a very good experience. We met a lot of people, introduced EquinEdge to a lot of people. I think we averaged like 100 new customers a day. It was something pretty crazy. It was great. So, and met a lot of people. It was really neat. Lexi in the house. What up, Lex? All right, we got to get back to Del Mar. Let's look at race number 1. I'm slacking. Okay, I got to put you guys on hold real quickly.
Guest speaker and stay at his place. Number 5 on Saturday. So I'll stay for a short period. You gonna go to the track? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I want you guys to write this down, okay? Because these are horses that the system, so I'm testing out a new system right now. These are races that the system is telling me some horses are lining up in metrics, okay? You guys ready? You got your pen, paper? Race number 1, 5 horse. Okay, just jot that down. We'll look at it. We'll look and see why that is. You hit the late pick 5. What did it pay, Lex? We'll look at this in just a second. Okay. Okay. Race number 2. It's giving the 3 and the 6 as horses to look at. Okay. Race number 2 at Del Mar. We're talking about Del Mar. Okay. 3 and 6. Race number 3. It's giving the 6 and the 8. Okay. 6 and 8. So let's put that down. Race number 4. It's giving the 9 horse as somebody to look at. Okay. That's race number 5. Right? That was race. No, hold on here. Race number 4. Excuse me. Yeah, 9. Race number 4, 9. Okay, the 5 is 9 as well. 5 is 9 as well. Both second Scotty picks. Interesting. Okay. Race number 6, 1, 3, and 4. So 3 horses it's giving us to look at. 1, 3, and 4. Okay. Race number 7, 2, and 9. Likes the 9 today. Race number 7, 2, and 9. Race number 8, 8 and 12. So what this is where metrics are lining up. Instead of having to try to find them, we're working on systems that'll take you right to them. Race number 9, 1, and 2. Race number 9, 1, and 2. Okay. 1 and 2. Okay. So at least we're covered for Del Mar.
Yeah. So it's just a different world. Yeah. But it's fun. It's got a great job. It's new. Yeah. It's different. Yeah.
Okay. Race number 3 at Saratoga. Let's take a look at that. So it has 68% Scotty long shot. It's because of this. So the Scotty long shot looks at Jack. It looks at it can only grab unless there's less horses in the race. This might change. You might see a Scotty long shot change, but what it looks at is horses that are 6 to 1 in the morning line or above. That's what it looks like. Oh, did I missed that? 3K? Nice, Lexi. I just saw that. Nice. I did. I enjoyed the NHC. It was a great experience, and I look forward to winning it in January. I'm I'm going to be playing in every single tournament that I can. Tomorrow, any NHC qualifier, every tournament. I've got Mike all over this to find stuff. I've asked from help from Christy Moore. Christy, let me know when long shots are going to be playing, or going to be not long shots, but NHC qualifiers are going to be going on, like on horsetourneys.com or horseplayers.com. So I'm going to be all over that. I want to play in everyone. I'm hoping to have 2 entries going into NHC here in January. The experience is amazing. If you haven't had a chance to experience it or haven't tried to qualify, I think you can. And I'm gonna not focus, but we're gonna cover more NHC stuff.
Oh yeah.
She is. I mean, and so and I feel like I got better as well. But you have to be somewhat prepared. And I'm not one that's going to handicap a week ahead of time. I'm not going to do it. There's no way. I'd kill myself. I love handicapping, but not like that. So I'm going to be creating tools for all of us that are going to help us. So that's the entire point of the site, right? Is to get accurate information and fast. That's where we're going. You guys are going to love this pace number that we're creating. Not a speed number. Yeah, I'm going to play in that contest, Bill. Anything that's an NHC qualifier, I'm going to be all over. BCBC, everything. I've never taken tournaments seriously, ever. I never even tried to qualify for the NHC. That experience was really good. I feel like I learned a lot, and it's just a great event. But if you will enjoy it more than you think you would. So maybe try to qualify. Go online. Horseplayers.com has especially a lot of NHC qualifying tournaments. You can get in some of the, not only the some of the feeders as well, right? They're inexpensive. So you get in the feeder and then you can go into a qualifying race. But yeah, I'm gonna make it a focus to play more of the tournaments. And I've fared well in them. Not in the $2 win and place mythical. I've not fared well, but I think I can do better. I think I'm going to, right? There's 3 of them, if I remember correctly, Andrew, right? Where you get some sort of bonus or something if you play in all 3, and I don't know, a combined points or something like that. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to play in it. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a great experience. I'm telling you. It was like, I don't know how many people were there. It was just so great. You guys would love it. I'm telling you. So take it seriously. And I'll start focusing more on it as well. And then it'll be something that we focus on together. How good of a note is this, right? You look at this on the turf, right? And you go see 44.57, and I put a note on there, can run, watch for next. And then the horse goes over and wins like that. Ask me if I bet it. I don't think I did. I didn't see it. The negative about the notes that we have is it doesn't give you notifications, but we can't. If you think about it, I mean, I've got 1,000 notes on this website. I can't get a notification every time a horse runs. But we are going to build a stable. And so you'll be able to go to the stable and see all your horses you have notes on if you want. But it's gonna, we're trying to figure that out. But we're gonna bring that. Yeah, we gotta meet right back up at the NHC. Okay, that sounds good. I look forward to that, Joe. I look forward to sitting at the same table with you next year. So, and then look what they did. The horse wins, and the trainer thinks he's got the next Kentucky Derby winner, and he moves up to a 50 SOR and loses by 23 lengths. I mean, you see this all the time. And I've told you guys this before, too. A horse that breaks his maiden or her maiden only comes back to win 5% of the time. It's not very likely. So then you take a horse that's actually moving way up from a 44 to 50. I mean, I would have bet this horse back. This would have been a negative for me. The other thing we're going to show you, we're not only going to put pace numbers on here, but we're going to, from 1 to 100, but we'll also put in here what the win percentage of the horse was. So that's what you're going to start seeing. You're going to start seeing more of the metrics on the handy view, which is our past performances. You'll start seeing that. So, all right, we got Saratoga 12 minutes. We got Woodbine. It's right, Andrew. It's just they don't come back and win very often. And then what happens is one of them wins and it throws you off. And then you're like, damn, You know what I mean? And so you just start using every one of them. This is what you have to be careful for. You see a 68% horse like this and it loses, it messes you up. And then next time out, you're like, I'm just going to cover it all. Don't fall into that trap. The cool thing about horse racing is you don't have to win every race. I can't tell you how many tournaments I've won taking a horse like this at 68% and then finding one of these other horses to come in second or third and nailing the trifecta. Can't tell you how many times. Give me the free square all day long. All day long. Long shots are more likely to be in the money than they are win. That's why they're long shots. And if you just focus on getting those long shots to win, I promise you, you're going to lose. From what I understand, Justin, who won the NHC, 26 years old, he didn't just play big long shots. Now, he did in the last race because he was behind and he was trying to win, which I respect a ton. We're going to have that, Michael. We're going to have that. That's going to happen. I know. You're going to see it. We'll probably have to add a separate line or something below. We've built something that I had in the past that we didn't release initially. There's a lot of things that we're trying to release slowly for everybody so they can get used to what's here. Then they're like, okay, I got this. Now you're going to add more features. Does that make sense? You don't want to just throw so much on people at one shot. But we're going to have this. You'll know horses that faced each other. You'll see it. You're going to see specific notes, all sorts of stuff. It's coming. It's just, man, I can't begin to tell you how much programming is involved in everything. So it'll give this thing a couple of years and it'll have everything that you want it to have. You'll never have to leave the site. Alex, good morning. How's Bellaterra doing? I decided like yesterday I was going to bet Bellaterra. I don't know if you guys saw it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll give Bellaterra a shot. Scotty Longshot wins, pays 12.20 there. And then in race 1, the 2-horse won. And 18%. Wow. 4-1 in the EquinEdge morning line, 3-1 in the odds makers morning line. And this horse goes off at 8-1. That's nuts. In what appears to be a wide open race. Huh. Top 2 GSRs. Money right there. Anyways, they disqualified the horse. I thought it was a horrible disqualification. Absolutely atrocious. And so they didn't get my money. They took down the 3-5 favorite. Anybody else see that? And I had a $100 trifecta cold. It's probably going to pay me $700-800, something like that. But still, I thought it was a bad disqualification. I'm a pretty open-minded guy about that, even if I have a vested interest. So, fair question, Oldie. So, I'll give an example. So, the NHC, we were trying to prepare for the NHC, so the team was so focused on that, that we stopped programming. Then we gave so many free months to a lot of new people, which has gained us since Del Mar, which has gained us a lot of new customers. The problem is that literally we went from having maybe 10 intercoms a day to 150, and it's just buried the team. And so we're working right now on new programmers and stuff like that, and building that. So we've got a lot of stuff that's 3/4 built, and even higher percentage than that. So we're trying to figure it all out right now, but it's been rough to try to get stuff built. And then other things have come up, like we had some subscription issues, and so they had to stop programming the new products because we had to do that. So it's just a lot of things like that. It's pretty intensive. Yeah, exactly. So, I think that some of these people, you just assume because they're running a track or they're high up in a company, any company, not just horse racing, that they know what they're doing. I mean, they could have known somebody to get that position. In fact, many of these people, they couldn't run, probably can't even run their own damn household. Like it's just whack. like no common sense at all. As far as trip notes go, I'm looking at that. It's a lot more difficult than you think because you've got to get trip notes from every single track, right? And so there's a lot of people that will do specific tracks that you would have to work out a deal with every one of these people that do trip notes for all these specific tracks and the individual tracks, right? So, but it is something that's on my mind, and we will definitely have that for sure, for sure. It's something, and I have some friends that do the local ones, and they're fantastic. So anything you can think of, you can probably bank that I've thought about it for 10 years, 15 years is when I started this process. So yeah. Joe, I honestly have no clue about that. I I don't know. I don't know. I don't personally like horses that don't change leads. A lot of times it could be the jockey. You get a better jockey on there and you can get a horse to change leads. I mean, how many times have you seen Flavian Pratt coming down the stretch on a horse that's not changing leads, right? So there's a reason why the good jockeys win. It's one of the reasons why a lot of times I don't play a lot of the smaller tracks because the jockeys aren't as good. Nothing against them, not a slight against them, but they're not. And if they were, they wouldn't be running for $5,000 purses. They would be at the bigger tracks. So you're kind of, you're at the mercy of the jockey. So you got to be really careful playing these small tracks. So a lot of times what I'll do when I'm playing these small tracks, I'll look at the post position, I'll visualize the trip that horse is going to get because I don't want the jockey to be the reason why I lost. And a lot of times I'll take speed horses too that are going to get a clear lead because usually the jockey can't mess that up. I'm really not talking shit about jockeys. It's just that this is a tough profession and the best jockeys are at the biggest tracks. So the smaller tracks are at a big disadvantage for a lot of reasons. People aren't betting in the pools, so the purses are down, and the bigger jockeys, the better jockeys are at the bigger. You see what I mean? So they've got a lot against them. To be able to keep these small tracks open is not an easy thing to do. So Woodbine 2. Let's see if there's any long shot that pops up. Woodbine 2. Two and six possibly. Oh, they're the top two picks as well. 2 and 6. Interesting. So what I'm looking at is a tool that I'm testing, and I'm going to be testing it for a long time, but it basically grabs all the different metrics. There's like 12 of them, and it gives you a percentage of how many of those metrics that a horse meets. So the higher the number, the better. And it's saying that the 2 and the 6. And those are also the top 2 win percentages, top 2 Scotty picks, EquinEdge morning line 8-5 and 9-5. I mean, it looks like a 2-horse race, right? So we can look how fast we can get. You would have to handicap that race for 10 minutes to get that information that we just got in pretty much 5 seconds. But we'll see what happens. And then you can, if you play to pick 5, I'd only use these 2 horses. The best jockeys are definitely not on the West Coast right now, in my opinion. They're definitely on the East Coast, except for Flavian Pratt. I don't think Flavian Pratt has an advantage on the dirt. I think he's an amazing jockey, but his ability to get the horse in the right position on the turf is incredible. That's where his advantage is. Yes, we'll look at that after this race at Woodbine. Race number 7.
Rubber from the back is making ground behind 4 Kicks, but go to the front. It's on the outside. Oxen, who's got length in front. Second for Kicks, and right behind is intricately on the outside. It is Onesies Stream. There's not a lot of Kicks being shown.
You know, I've talked to you guys about Woodbine as well, and you can't win at Woodbine being too far back sprinting. Can't do it. Like right now, the 2 horses had been checking back the entire time, and is about 5 lengths back, maybe 6 lengths back. Very difficult. Unless now this horse has a good win percentage, a lot of things pointing in his favor, and he's really moving up good. The 6th and last as well. And yeah, and laboring. The 2 horses are going to win this race. 6 horse has no chance of winning this race. So I don't know what happened to the 6. Look at the jockey on the 2. I mean, he hasn't even asked. Now he just asked right there, and he's going to pull away. I don't think anybody's catching this 2. And 6 just, you know, whatever the physical issues are, 6 just didn't run. Top Scotty pick 1. 5 horse. And then 4 Kicks got in second. So yeah, that race kind of fell apart, but yeah. Okay, oh, starter pick 4. Race number 7 at Saratoga. All right, let's look at race number 7. Oops. Well, let's look at race number 2 at Saratoga first, okay? And then we'll go. So the system said 4 and 5, and the 4 is 58%, 5. I mean, it looks like a 2-horse race. The EquinEdge morning lines are big. GSRs, I mean, everything is pointing. I like the 4 better than the 5, just because of the GSR of the 5, but I think the 5 will run good. And then maybe the 7 horse as a price. So look at, if you single the 4 over the 5 and 7, top 2 Scotty picks, or second Scotty pick and the Scotty long shot, maybe you'll get a price there. Race go off already? Yeah. So Scotty Longshot's going to win. Well, it's going to be those 3 horses. 5, 4, 7. Wow. Five, 4, 8 or 11 might have got up. It's really close, but 5, 4 for sure. And the metrics were lining up to the 5 and the 4. Interesting. Good morning, David. Good morning. Yes, we got 5 beautiful days at Del Mar. The cards have been fantastic. Prices, it's been great. Absolutely great. Boom, Woodbine. Yep, Tony in the house. What's going on? Okay. Artez. How you bet? Yep. So we don't, I know it's been a while. I'm doing good, Tony. I'm doing good. So 5 was a first-time starter and Scotty Longshot. All, yeah, just see, and we've talked about that. Scotty Longshot first-time starters are absolutely deadly. 8-1 in the morning line goes up at 9-2. Look at the EquinEdge morning line. 3-2. Now, in the odds makers' defense, there was 6 scratches in the race, but amazing though. Do you see that? And look at, there's no other horses here in the EE morning line. 6-5 on the 4, 3-2 on the 5, and it's matched with the Scotty Longshot metric and the top pick 58%. Right, those 2 horses, like, pretty amazing. So neat stuff. Really neat stuff. That's really cool. I believe they are. Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't be. As far as the betting, Cortez, God, I mean, we're working on the ticket book, which is 90% done, but we had to stop it because there's so many things we've had to do. Of that, part one of Ticket Book is not going to be a budget of any kind, but it will show you how you're doing with different tracks or different wager types. It will show you that. But eventually, we're going to put a money management tool in there that's going to help you with managing your money. I will say this: you need to make a decision on how much your budget is for the day, and then you need to bet accordingly, depending on how many races you plan on playing. So you take that amount of money and go, I'm going to play 10 races today. You can't just show up with $500 and then not know how many races you're going to play. You have to make a decision. And so, but normally what people would suggest is you play each race, you play 5% of your budget. It's crazy that sounds. You're going to start with, $50. If you only, let's just say you're at $500 right now, and then you would play $25. If all of a sudden you won that race and you get up to $1,000, then you can play $50, right? But I think it's deeper than that. But at least you are getting many plays within there, and you have a better chance of winning. So that's the theory, though. 5-4 exacta paid $14. That's insane. That is such an amazing payout. Look at that. For a horse, it's 6-5 in the morning line and 3-2 in the morning line. Scotty long shot, Scotty top pick to pay $14 for $1 is sick. That's amazing. Hopefully you guys had that. Where are the booms? Nobody? We said 4 and 5. I told you earlier in the show too. I said, look at the system is pointing towards the 4 and the 5. Did I not? Where's the love? Nothing? I'm going to stop until I see one boom. I'm not giving you guys any more. Not one person bet the 4 or 5 exacta box. Anthony in the house, what up? It's good to see you, brother. Not one exacta box 4 or 5. Not one of you? You're trying to take down Canterbury. What's in Canterbury? I didn't even look at the track. I'm just looking at the metrics right now. Yeah, I remember that.
Around here, he said he was going to park his car.
We fixed that, but it's not on prod, what we call the main site prod. It's not there yet because there are other things that are attached with it, but they're updating, but they don't update as quick as they're going to, Oldie. They will update faster, but we're a little bit slow to update all the metrics when a race is taken off turf, for sure. Bear with us. We know, though. Not that it helps you right now, but it usually, from what I can see, takes about a half hour. You guys missed out on a really nice exacta there. $14 for a buck on a 5-horse field. EE morning line 6-5 and 3-2. If you guys aren't going to bet, I'm going to put money in my account and bet myself. I can't do that because I really got to focus on Del Mar, don't I? Yeah, I mean, Partez, I think I just gave you the information on that right now. I mean, eventually it's going to have money management tools in here, but right now, bet like 5% of whatever your bankroll is, right? And make sure you don't get caught up in one race unless you just absolutely love it. So be very careful with how much you bet in a race and why you're betting that race. Like, why am I going to bet half of my bankroll right now? Like, we all have done that. Like, don't do it. I think we're far along now with information now that we have and so many shows and people talking that we should all be better at our betting. All of us in our money management. Every one of us should be better. I feel like I'm way better. All right, let's get focused on Del Mar. So the system is pointing us towards the, okay, so the 4 is going to be scratched. And whenever you see this, Del Mar has, no EquinEdge morning line. So what's happening is our EquinEdge morning line algorithm is finding these scratches faster than the site is right now. We know, but at least you can catch the scratches right here. It's not going to readjust, though, the win percentages yet or any of the changes to the Scotty picks. It won't do that yet, but at least you know who's going to be scratched. So 4 is scratched. 9th race at Canterbury Park. Okay, you got it, Alex. Hold on. Let me just see these scratches. 9's going to be scratched. Okay. Just have the EE morning line up. 10's going to be scratched. No EE morning line. The horse is going to be scratched. 2 scratches here. 4 horse. That's a big scratch. I really liked the 4. Damn. Okay. So the 9, 11, and 12 all going to be scratched. That post for the 12 is brutal. That's probably why they scratched. That will, now the Scotty picks will have to readjust, and they will, but it's going to take a little bit of time. All right, so those are them. All right, Alex, Canterbury Park, race number 9. All right, 1 second. I want to look and see. We're building such badass tools right now. So great. So for sure, I would use the 4 and the 5. Okay. Okay. So I would use that. So 4 has a 27%, Scotty's second pick, and a decent EquinEdge morning line in what appears to be a rough race. The 7 horse, 8 to 5 on the morning line, EquinEdge morning line, but 3 second place finishes in 3 tries. Only 23% top Scotty pick. So, and this horse has burned a ton of money. Look at this. So the 7 is a contender and draws a really good post. You can see when this horse isn't like right on the pace, it doesn't do well. It does not do well. So, all right, I'm gonna look at the simulated race real quickly and see if this horse is gonna have the lead. So it looks like the 3 gets the lead, Alex. Now the 7's coming on. Then here comes the 2 closing big time. 7's right there, but I don't know that the 7's going to really clear that much. And the 2 and the 4, 2, 4, 5 are closing. So 2, 4, 5. And the system likes the 4 and 5. So I'm leaning more towards the 4 or 5. The simulated race likes the 2 to win, but that's just one metric. Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily get completely caught up, but that's the best way I could, And then you got the Scotty long shot, which is, I mean, it won against a 48 group. It does get a higher GSR. So this is the highest GSR that the one horse of Scotty long shot has ever had, coming back at a similar group, but it is jumping up 14 points in GSR. That's big. Never gone 8 furlongs on the dirt before. I mean, so the one horse. So I'm leaning towards the 4 and the 5, but if I was spreading, I would cover 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to point out the EquinEdge morning line on the 6 horse is 7-2. So, I mean, you're looking at a wide open race. But if you wanted to take a risk, I go back on Tuesday. Tuesday morning, I fly out. But if you wanted to take a risk, then you would just use the 4 and the 5, who have the top 2 win percentages. EquinEdge morning line 9-2 and 5-1. They have the top 2 GSRs. Maybe take a chance with the 4 and the 5. Cool. All right. Back to Del Mar. All right. Park Avenue. My note says needed race, but that was a 42 SOR. This is a 50 SOR. So the 6 and the 5 faced each other last time out. One day we'll have it a lot easier for you to see that without me having to just get a little bit lucky and click on that. You'll see that. 3rd by 7. This horse was 2nd by 3. This one needs the race, showed more speed than the 6 horse. I mean, I don't see any reason as to, and the horse was 26-1. I don't see any reason as to why you would use the 6. So I would eliminate the 6. 4%, not top Scotty pick, not a Scotty long shot. Angel of Freedom, 52, stumbled and got 3rd, right? And then comes back against a 42 group, floated out, pulled first race. So the horse was pulling. So interesting. And it comes back at a straight maiden. John Sheriffs does not drop this horse for West Point Thoroughbreds. This horse has been right. I mean, that was an easy group. This horse was the favorite, but he pulled. Right? So I would say this too. The horse needed the race off of a layoff. These are the types of horses that can really throw you off. I'm leaning towards not liking this horse. But this one's going to get overbet. There's Cindy. Hey, Cindy. How's your back, Cindy? Is anybody going to be surprised, especially with this horse pulling 2nd off a layoff? Maybe this horse really needed the race and ran all the way to the half mile, right? So there's an old saying that one race is worth 10 workouts. And now all of a sudden, now this horse gets the lead. Ricardo Gonzalez is very aggressive, and he jumps aboard. I think this horse is being sent. I mean, GSR is one of our best metrics, Patrick. So absolutely, you should always look at the GSR on any surface, but on the turf especially, you absolutely want to look at the horse, or all horses on the turf. There are a lot of things lining up towards this 5 horse, but there's just this SOR is throwing me off, this 42 SOR. But this is not a good field. And the EquinEdge morning line is even money when the next closest is the 1 horse at 4-1. And it's not, the one's not in the top 2 Scotty, not a Scotty long shot. I would say this about this horse. 2 sprints to a route. A lot of people believe in that, but this was a 44 SOR. The horse dropped, but now there's nothing wrong with the 63 and 65 GSR respectively. So let's try to figure out what happened here. So over at Los Alamitos in a 52 SOR, 63 GSR, the horse gets 2nd. That was a good race. What happened here? This horse was supposed to run good here and loses badly, and was forwardly placed up to the 2nd call against easier. Baffert horse. And now stretching out, and it has a 73 GSR. I mean, it's tough. And then I have this one, a note on this one where I'm like, seems best on or near the lead. This horse is probably going to be sent. You could see some speed in here, which Flavian Pratt probably sits. I mean, I'm definitely leaning towards the 5 winning this race, but I don't think this is that strong of a group. John Sheriff's with a first-time starter. He's got 2 horses in here. And he usually puts Victor Espinoza on the horses he likes. And a first-time starter, Scotty Longshot. There you go. I'd probably be using the 5 and the 7 in this race. That's just me. Yeah, it does.
And if you just have a cup of hot water, that'd be great. Yeah. You want charge to the room? Yes. Oh, I'm getting hot water.
Saying my battery is low on my iPad, but it's being charged, so that's scaring me a little bit. Won't be able to see you guys. There's only one plug-in on this iPad.
Thank you. And then you just one of those, please.
That's not good.
Awesome. Thank you.
This thing needs to. Okay, I'm going to try something. It might disconnect me and I'll be back. Don't. All right, can you guys still see me? Let me know. Yes or no? Yes? Okay. I had to do a direct charge. Hopefully it'll be okay here. So Cindy, you said you like 2. I mean, I think this horse needs to be near the lead and lacked room. I can understand. So, top 3 Scotty picks. You know what? I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to agree with you.
I don't even know what country.
Let's just say 2, 5, and 7 for now. All right. Race number 2 at Del Mar. So the system is pointing us towards the 6 horse. The EquinEdge morning line on the 3 is 3 to 5. I think it's those 2 horses. Here's the thing. I think the 5 horse is a horse that can run good here. Here's the thing about these. This is what's really negative. Look at this. I've never seen such a big drop. 69. Brian needs the GSR, because let me show you the GSR Plus real quickly. Look at the dirt. 70 on the tab, a 40 on the turf. You see that? I mean, the horse drops significantly on the turf. I mean, it's not even close. And this horse drops from a 69 GSR to a 36 GSR. I've never seen that.
Wow. So what if there's like a long line?
I don't think this horse is that well bred, personally. On the 1, I'm not playing the 1. And Baffert? That's not Baffert. What are we talking about? Which race? Oh, you're talking about race number 1. I don't care for that horse that much, to be honest with you, Jim. But in this race, the 1 horse here is the Scotty's second pick, and I respect it. And it's 15-1 on the morning line and 8-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. So is that a horse you can just automatically throw out? Probably not. But it's also got the Scotty Longshot as the 5 horse who has 0 turf breeding. And this horse ran huge last time out against a tough group, 54 group. This is a 46 group. So I'm thoroughly confused. And I think the top GSR horse, Sumter, is very live, but it was a 44 SOR group. This is a tougher group, but drew the rail there. And the GSR jumps 12 points. You see what I mean? So, and then you've got the 3-horse Time to Party, who could be a single. 3 to 5 on the EquinEdge morning line, has a good GSR. Almost went gate to wire, first time here at the Surface and Distance. Yeah, let's see. Let me run the simulated race real quickly. Has the, wow. Has the 6-horse going gate to wire over the 3. Sumter. This horse going to show speed today on the turf? I mean, it has turf breeding. Kyle Frey going to send this horse? I mean, the horse is showing that it wants to go longer, but obviously turf. Look at the turf tab, 62 to 76, right? So, yeah. But, you know, yeah, it's really interesting. Maybe the 6 is going to be sent. Certainly has the turf breeding. So I would, top GSR, we're not going to be surprised. Are any of us going to be surprised? And I like this too, by the way. 6 to 1 on the odds makers morning line. So the odds makers suggesting, hey, this is a pretty nice horse. John White's very good. But the EquinEdge morning line is probably going to be more accurate because of the other horses that are in here being bet, which the system considers. And so you're going to probably get 8 to 10 to 1 on this horse, and it's the top GSR and can win this race and going to get a good trip. So has to be a horse that's used as a 6-horse for sure. I mean, you're talking about a horse 8 to 1 from a 15 to 1 morning line. Umberto on the rail. I mean, can the horse win? Yeah, Scotty's second pick. I mean, turf breeding, not that great, but it is sprinting, but it does draw the rail. I mean, the only positive for me on the 1 horse, well, 2 positives, a very good EquinEdge morning line in comparison to the odds makers morning line and the Scotty second pick. Going to come down to decisions. Bill, what are you smoking this morning? That's what inquiring minds want to know. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, but I think we've pretty much covered the race. Here's the thing. I don't like the 7. 7 is a first time. Well, the turf breeding is pretty good. Why is the EquinEdge morning line 15 to 1? I was going to say I don't like it because of the EquinEdge morning line, but the EquinEdge morning line with first time starters is good. It actually is good. It's good, but if it's going to be off, it'll be at the first time starter usually. But it's not, that's a 15 to 1. I'm shocked. I'm going to be really curious to see whether this horse gets bet or not. It's got a good GSR. The 4-horse, let's look at the 7-horse real quickly. I want to look at the GSR plus. It's a mixture of sprint and that. Believe it or not, I prefer a horse like, tell me it's a sprinter or tell me it wants to go long. These horses are, this one's kind of confusing. The 4-horse Cindy likes, first time starter, GSR plus. Another one that's kind of a mixture. Only 1 4.5 sprinkled in here with a bunch of longer distances. I'm going to think that the 4-horse wants longer. EquinEdge morning line's 12 to 1 as well. This is a really competitive race. I have a feeling the 1's going to run. I do. That EquinEdge morning line is saying a lot. And it's the Scotty second pick. So you got 2 different algorithms that are not pointing you towards, but saying that the 1 is somebody you should consider. I'm not sure who I'm going to use yet. All right, let's go on to race number 3. What do we have coming up? We got Woodbine coming up right now, race number 3. All right, let's see what we can find out.
Yeah.
Maybe look at the 1 and the 8 at Woodbine.
No, you gave me 3.
Oh, they already went off, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who won the 8?
It was high. It was like
3 to 5 on the 8. 44. No, the 7 won, huh? Is that right? 7, Scotty Longshot. 15 to 1. EquinEdge morning line 9 to 1.
They're trying to keep him on the picture.
Horse is like, let's get it.
I'm just gonna follow these guys.
That's what he knows he's supposed to do. He's like, shit, what are we running from?
Very interesting.
The 2 rats is behind him.
Bear with me 1 second. I'm sending a note to Brad.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Look at him.
He doesn't have that shit weight, so he's just chilling.
He's chilling.
He could probably pass the
He's
ball.
like 15.
He could. He's doing right. No 130 pounds, something like that. I know.
They're probably less than that.
Sorry, I'm looking for numbers.
Quesadilla, Benedict, and
So when I come up with ideas or see something, I always give them to Brad right away.
Yeah.
Oldie have that? 20 to 1? You had the Scotty long shot? 15 to 1? So on one of the tools I'm building, especially for the NHC and for the tournaments, it's going to lead me initially to horses that maybe you don't see, right? And more than one metric lines up. So like here, you see the Scotty long shot, that's one metric. The price play, or not price play, but EE morning line has this horse at 9 to 1 from an odds maker's line of 12 to 1. So that's more than 5 points is what we've come up with, right? So there's 2 different metrics right there that lined up that says this 7 horse is a player, but it's got to be at least 2. It can't just be 1. And so that's what Brad and I went over this morning. So I just was like, I took a picture of it and said, hey, confirm with me that this horse will show up on the sheet. And so I'm sure it will. And so this horse would have popped up, and then it would have made me look at this and go, okay, why is the 7 horse? And I look at the 7 and I look and go, okay, the other metric is this. And so there's 2 metrics. Sometimes you get 6 metrics that line up, but in this case it would have been 2, but maybe that's a horse that you might want to consider. So those are horses that, yeah, exactly, Bill. Exactly. I know. I'm going to figure out how to, because it's, when you're building something like this, you have to give the tools to everybody. It can't just be for me. I'm testing them out first, and then I will figure out a way to deliver this to everybody. You have to do that. But yeah, that's what we're building right now. Because right now what you have to do is you have to search for these things, and sometimes you just miss them. So I'm trying to build something that's going to take me to these things without having to search for them. So, and I'm committed to EquinEdge and making sure that we give everybody tools that are going to help. All right. So, but that's what I'm working on. Saratoga race number 3. We identified the 146. Interestingly, here with the 4 horse, it's top Scotty pick, and then it's got a good GSR, and the EquinEdge morning line's 3 to 2. But look at the 1A and the 1. It says 2 to 1, and the horse right now is 9 to 2. 3 horses possibly getting over bet. Hey, Sully. Oh, thank you. Riley's great. That's Brad's daughter, by the way. Yeah. Smart cookie. Man, being taught by the best, right? She's got a wonderful future, that's for sure. Yes, my team is amazing. Big shout out to Michael and Mike and Chris and all of Chris's team and Brad and Riley and Moxham and oh my God, Logan and yeah, it's incredible. We need more programmers though. We can't get stuff built fast enough right now, and it's mainly because of this intercom right now. It's crazy. Like you would not believe. Like we're getting 100 and something requests a day. It seems like, I don't know, maybe it's not that much, but it's a lot in comparison to 5 or 8 a day. So you can imagine how busy poor Brad is. So Riley's trying to take care of all that to be able to free Brad up so Brad can program more. So there's a lot of different things. But I just communicate with you guys so you guys understand and also have patience. We're working on this, but these programmers aren't cheap. And so we're trying to figure all that out. So we've got Saratoga coming up. Are you guys going to play anything in particular? I've been late on these, haven't I? Saratoga went off, didn't it? Ah, God. Well, I gave you those ahead of time. You guys hopefully wrote those down. Oh, he did? Oh, awesome. So 6, it's going to come in 6-1. 3's running on for third, but it's going to clearly be 6-1. At 68% horse, and you got 2-1 on a 68% horse. Top GSR, right? Scotty long shot. So thank you, Daryl. Yeah. The one thing hopefully you guys know about me is I try to be as transparent as I can, and always want to share and want you guys to do really well, and try to share everything that I'm building. I know you're right, Norm. We need that. We need that. What, you forget I'm doing a show? Yes. Wait, am I not supposed to be? What time is it? This is Brady, everybody, calling me on the phone right now. You should be on the show right now. What are you doing? Okay, you got to do me a favor. I want you to say that again. Can you say that again to everybody?
Top win percent, 68% win. Okay, top GSR, not the favorite, and was like the third choice in the Will Pace. I mean, this Danny Deep Cut sport at Saratoga Race 3 was an absolute stone cold single and a Scotty long shot. 3 algorithms all aligned perfectly.
I love you, brother. Call you later.
Yeah.
Bye. That's Brady Klotz, right? 68% on a horse that goes off at 2-1 and a singles. You got, and the EquinEdge morning line. Did you guys see that? Look at the EquinEdge morning line. 2-1. Horse goes off at 2-1. Just money. And then we showed the one horse that the EquinEdge morning line was and look at the one gets second. And it's incredible. You have to look at these metrics. But 68% of horses just goes off at freaking 2-1. Why aren't I betting today? And not one boom from you guys. Not one. What is going on with this chat? And not only that, did you guys see how easy that 6-horse won? Anybody see that? Were you guys watching the same race as me? Where are you guys? What did that horse win by? The length of the track? 68%, 2-1. Incredible. What's the objection over, anyways? I don't even see anything. Oh, that's a joke. Come on, jockey. They're gonna that way. The 6 was so clear from the 1. That didn't do anything. Give me a break. If that's what it was, who's the jockey on the 1? But the 1 or 1A. That was horrible. You guys are terrible today. Not one boom. 68% horse 2-1.
Really?
Yeah, just a terrible object. The fact that the stewards haven't come back like immediately and disallowed that is just ridiculous. There we go. Thank you, Brady. That's it. Objection 6-1. What are they waiting for? The dumbest shit ever. Who's the jockey? Omar Marino. I don't even know who you are, but that's just the worst objection ever. And like, and so bad on the stewards that even keep this going right now. Just dumb. Sorry. You know, big thing. I handle big things really well. I don't know how you guys. I think most people handle like big issues really well. It's the little things that drive me nuts, like that, like wasting all of our times and stressing us out over something stupid like that. Like I would have disallowed that, and then I would, like, if I was the owner of that or the steward, I would not only disallow that in 2 seconds, but then I would call this jockey and say, "You ever do that again, I'm suspending you." All right, there we go. I'm kind of amped up today, aren't I? I'm kind of pissed off that I messed up that pick 6 over at Saratoga still. Oh, okay, they finally disallowed it. I mean, first of all, I gave you 146 only and said the 3 is getting over bet. Look at that exacta, $12.50 for a freaking 4-horse field. Give me a break. Do you see these payouts at Saratoga today for small fields? What's going on? Are you kidding me? What about this one? I gave you 5-4. That thing paid $14. Sick. You guys should be making money all over the place right now. All right, I'm not even looking at Saratoga. You guys aren't booming nothing. You guys are boring as hell today, and I'm just going to cover Del Mar and be boring with you. All right. Did you see Brady's reaction? Like, he's calling me to summon 68% horse at 2-1, just won by the length of the track, right? Scotty long shot. All the metrics lining up there. You see that? Okay, Del Mar race number 3. So 6 and 8 are horses you might want to really consider strongly. Okay. The algorithms are leaning towards these horses.
Yeah, but still, like naturally, like she could be.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably less than that. She could be like 85.
Yeah.
I've been 85 at 5'3".
But sometimes they have a weight. In other words, they have to add weight to the saddle.
So the 1 horse is a price play, but there's nothing else taking us to the 1, and I'll show you why. It faced a 44 SOR group. Now it won easily, but now it's going to a 58. Simon Callahan, GSR stays the same, but maidens don't win very often, so it has to go way up in class, and they don't win very often. EquinEdge morning line's 5-1. Maybe this horse is going to get bet down because of the connections. And Simon Callahan claimed this horse for $40,000 and puts this horse to a starter allowance. I mean, that's where I would put the horse, no doubt. Has breeding to go long. But here's the thing. The only thing I'm going to say, because I don't want to totally take you off the horse, it's not my type of horse, but when these horses are lightly raced like this, they can move up fast. And he's putting this horse and he's protecting this horse in a starter allowance and not putting this horse in a claimer. You know, so it really now comes down to how much do you like some of these favorites? Because the top win percentage is only 28%. It is the top Scotty, top GSR. So there's 3 different algorithms that are lining up here. It's coming back at the same level, and the GSR goes up 11 points. So there's 4 different algorithms that are lining up towards the 8 horse. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bunch of balloons.
Awesome. So Code Dwell, looks tough, and Flavian Pratt jumps aboard. And yeah, so a lot of metrics are lining up towards the 8. This is the highest GSR this horse has ever had. So that's a good sign. So hasn't had any problem on dirt based on the breeding and or past races and based on the breeding the horse is bred for that. So I would imagine, and the horse is being protected, I would imagine this horse is going to be very tough today. I would imagine. Let's look at the Scotty long shot, because that one has a 3-1 on the EquinEdge morning line from a 6-1 on the odds maker, has the second top GSR, and then there's a big drop down to the 5 horse to 66, and it's got 20%, and it's a Scotty long shot. So there's and drops from a 64 SOR to a 58, and the GSR is good at 73. So there's a lot pointing towards this horse as well. Here might be the negative of this horse. This horse does not like to pass horses. It's going to be on or near the lead, so you have to look at the pace. Can this horse clear? Let me run the simulated race. I know as you guys are thinking. Race number 3, Del Mar. Let's see if this 6 horse can clear. A lot of pace early, everywhere. Wow, wall of them. I don't know that the 6 can clear. It has, the simulated race has the 8 horse winning for fun and finishing. I might make the 8 horse single. I might. All right. Possible single. Okay, let's go on to the next.
And they let it stand. And they let it be part of the odds.
So I'm gonna. The 6 needs to lead. I'm just gonna put this note. Okay. I'm not going to give you a pick 3, Anthony. I would just say that the 8 horse would probably, with what I'm looking at, I think I would make the 8 horse in this race number 3, a single. Probably. It's got a top GSR, top Scotty pick. Metrics are lining up. EquinEdge morning lines 3-1, which I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be lower than that, but I think and the GSR is jumping 11 points from last race to this race. So what does that mean? So it means that this horse got second place in a race where maybe it wasn't supposed to, and now comes back at the same level, SOR 58. Last race SOR was 58, and the GSR jumps from 64 to 75. So that's 11-point jump. So, and then Pratt jumps aboard. So, and the horse is tactical and doesn't have to have the lead. So it's just leaning, or does it? It went gate to wire here, barely holding on. When it hasn't got the lead, it hasn't won. So maybe this horse doesn't have a lot of heart. You know, that's something that has to be considered. It's very tricky, this horse, right? You see what I'm saying? Look at this. Does it maybe it's not good enough for this level? Well, when I'm looking at this, I mean, why is this horse not coming from behind and winning? The only thing we have to really, and why is the EquinEdge morning line lukewarm at 3-1? That's a tough one. Maybe this horse doesn't have a lot of heart and like to finish. I don't know. Damn. Lasix back on. That one is a very tricky one, and to be able to find this on a horse and see this is very tricky because the horse is right there every time. But at this level, 58 and 60, this horse has just been, you know, right there and then not finishing. Is the GSR from, you know, even at this, see the 71 2 back at a 60 group? This is a 58, so it's right there. 71 GSR, and the horse is still second, then second. Like, does it, this horse is just right there in the stretch, and it's losing ground at the stretch. That's making me a little nervous. And even when it got the lead against an easier group, it lost. I'm starting to, no, I don't know. Maybe this horse has no heart. I don't know. EquinEdge morning line at 3-1 is throwing me off a little bit as well. I'd just be careful with this horse. I don't know. I'm gonna have to reassess that. All right, wide open on the win percentages, that's for sure. A lot is lining up to the 9, 22% top Scotty pick, good EE morning line, not a great EE morning line. GSR is kind of low, comes back at the same level. GSR drops. Hoping we can find a single. 9 horse, EE morning lines 3-1, 5-2, 39%, not even the top Scotty pick. And the EquinEdge morning line on the 10 horse is 2-1 for Tom Bell. Huh. I don't know why I'm having such charger issues right now. I did think the 8 horse who's got the top GSR was very interesting because I don't think the system likes layoff horses, and this horse though obviously has her issues. I mean, 2 races in 2019 and only 2 in 2020. But and she can rate, but I would imagine Jessica's sending this horse, and the workouts are good for a good owner. So, and then when here's the thing. I always say this. A lot of times you'll see this. I'm going to guess that what's going to happen in this race, the 9 or 10 are going to be first and second, because what you'll see is even with a low win percentage, because the 9 is taking most of the win percentage here, it's either the top win percentage or the top Scotty pick will win. I see this a lot. And the fact that the EquinEdge morning line on this 10 horse is 2-1 from a 4-1 morning line and the top Scotty pick and has a good GSR is telling me all I need to know, that the 10's a contender. And this 10 has speed. And the 10 really could get a good trip. Now the 9 horse, let's see who's faster between these two. Bear with me 1 second. I'm curious who's faster between the 9 and the 10. 9. So 10's finishing fast, but possibly the 9 could go gate to wire. It's interesting. Flavian Pratt aboard as well. Interesting. Oh, thank you, Leo. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's good to have you as well. So Peter Miller, Flavian Pratt, this horse is very fast, moving up in conditions here, but very, and that it's a tougher group, but this horse won very easily last time out, is in very good form right now. And I'm going to suggest that maybe this horse could be a single. I think the 10 horse, here's what I'm worried about with the 10. The 9 seems to be faster than the 10, and there's no way Flavian's good out of the gate. Flavian's sending this horse. No way he's letting the 10 get in front of him. I wouldn't imagine. It's going to be interesting to see. You got Flavian and Umberto. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. And the 10's a contender. I have a feeling it's these two horses. I don't think the 10 is as fast as the 9. The simulated race says the 9's much faster than the 10. So maybe the 9 wins the race and the 10 gets up late. It just depends if Umberto is going to be patient. But I will say this, yeah, the 1 is cutting back in distance to 6.5 furlongs. Yes, 1 at 6.5 furlongs, got up, but that was against a 52 group. So this is a 60 group, and the horse isn't even showing speed going longer. So going to be way back. I personally, the 1 is the type of horse, when you're playing, I think this is going to be 9, 10, 1. The 1's going to maybe come running late. How many times you see from the rail, right? Horse doesn't get the best trip, doesn't really have a lot of speed. So the jockey's not really trying and just sitting on the horse, and then asks him late and the horse gets up for third late. So the numbers could be spot on in what appears to be a wide open race, but I think the 9, Taming the Tigers, could be a single. I might single this horse. All right, Woodbine race number 4. Did the race go off already? I've been late on all these. They're going in the gate. Let me see if I can give you guys a horse real quickly. One or six. Wow. The 1's top GSR. 6 force 45%, 7-5 EE morning line, and 3-5. All right. Just if you wanted action. All right, they took off. Let's just watch this race.
But the rest in a line and going to the front is Kokotaro with up the inside flanks, and there's pace being shown by both. Suspicious Minds engages as well on the outside in third. And deeper out is Murray as they go into the turn with Out of Romance pushing up nicely behind the leaders. And then Jolie.
They're in last? The 45% 3-5 favorite is in last. I don't understand that. I really don't. At Woodbine race 4, 5 and 6. Yeah, it wouldn't catch the 1. It wouldn't catch the 1. Four is a Scotty Longshot that's on the lead and crawling. I don't even see the 6. Anybody know where the 6 is? Not running. I mean, what a disappointing effort by the favorite. My God, 3-5 favorite's not going to be in the money. It's insane. Is that a price play? Look at that price play. Holy crap. 43-1 on the price play, and the EquinEdge morning line was 8-1. That's sick. That really is sick. And I'll see this a lot. The price play and Scotty Longshot will come in first and second often. How sick is that? 43-1 over 22-1. Price play over Scotty Longshot. And what's interesting is that, look at this. On the morning line, 12-1 on the 8, but 8-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. That is so sick. So sick. This is why you just have to play consistent and use it, the system just consistently. But wow, 1-2 favorite didn't run a lick. So insane. You can't be that far back on this track. 50-1. Jesus. I'll tell you this. If you don't have to bet big, But if you see a price play and then you see a Scotty long shot, just throw an exacta box on it. You would be surprised how often they come in. I don't know what that is. I've not run the statistics on it. It just happens a lot. All right, let's get to Del Mar, race number 4. Insane. 50 to 1. You know who loves the price plays is Deb Martin. Deb Martin hit a $21.60 pick 5. Or pick 5? I don't know. Pick 5 or pick 6 anyways for $23,000 on a $21.60 ticket. I mean, I just think when you have more than one metric line up, Alex, it's just somebody you have to consider. That's all. Again, tools, right? They're right there in front of you. That's what makes it so great. So again, race number 5, I think maybe Taming the Tigress might be a single, 39%. Uh-oh, I just got a slow internet. There you go. Well, I don't have much more time with you guys anyways. So, but yeah, that internet just dropped fast. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, I'm just going to recap this, and then I'm going to have to go to the room and finish off my handicapping because I got to be on set at Del Mar for the simulcast with John Lees at 1 o'clock. So we go on about 1:05. The 12 where? Another Eddie? E Morning Line 5 to 1. From the 12 hole? Going up from a 57 GSR to a 66. Yeah, Bill. I mean, I think that's a good catch. I think you have to consider that horse, but you gotta know though, this horse is not really that great of a breaker and going to be wide as hell from that post. It's going to be really tough for this horse to win this race, but you have to consider it. Agree. Post is brutal. GSR great. It's a nice horse too. Yeah. Del Mar 5, Scotty Long Shot is the one horse that's Kent DeSormo's only ride today. Interesting for Vladimir Serin. Yeah. Again, you know what? Just like we've talked about, man, these cards at Del Mar are absolutely insanely tough. But this is where you just have to rely on the system. I just think the 9 gets the perfect trip. The 9 is tactical or can be on the lead. I show it being on the lead. It doesn't have to have the lead. Going to get a perfect trip. The 10's not fast enough. You got Flavian Pratt aboard. I just think the 9 just gets a perfect trip. I think the 1 could get up for second or third, but I and so can the 12. But I just think the 1 is just best here, or the 9 is just best here. That's what I think. I'm going to stay with you through Saratoga, race number 4, and then I got a jet. And yeah, the internet's really slowing up on me, so I'm having a rough time right now. Okay. The 1 horse Candy on Top, probably going to be a single. Okay, I'm going to throw that out there. Amanda Rose is a horse that's jumping up 13 points in GSR from last race to this race. Okay, so also drops in SOR 8 points. Will it win? I don't know. It's just a big drop. Just maybe one to consider, okay? Maybe one to consider. That's all. The one horse is up 10 points in GSR and clearly wants longer and is getting that here. And it's 54% to win. Flavian Pratt could win 4 or 5 races today, so watch for him. Carla Gaines, she does better with second-time starters. Just clearly does. So, yeah. What's up, Jason? Not this weekend, Jason. It will be the following week because I get back to Florida on Tuesday. So I'm covering I don't have time to do that one because this meet is all about Del Mar. These shows are about Del Mar. So we cover a little bit of Saratoga, just live races just to break it up a little bit, but it's all about Del Mar. But yes, I feel like I have a good feel for Kentucky Downs, and plus I also like the fact that it's on turf because the GSR is money on turf. The GSR is money on everything, but it's especially 2 turns on turf or longer distances on turf it's money. 4 horse, scratched. Okay, so I don't have to worry about this horse. 9 horse, interesting Scotty long shot. There are others in here that seem more interesting that it is Scotty's long shot is my note. Here's the thing. These horses often win. 1 horse or 3 horse jumps. How many points in GSR? 13. Anybody else make sense as to why the Scotty long shot, why the system chose the 9 in this race when it could have chosen the 6? Like it could have chosen the 3. This scares me in situations like this. How many times you see a Scotty long shot win when you can't see it? And why does Walter Sleece, after this horse losing by 15 lengths, why does he put this horse back in a straight maiden? Now, by the way, this is a state bred. That was open company. And the reason you know that is there's no S here. There's just an F for female race. You see SF, that means state bred females. I don't know. I know this. I mean, Walter Sleece thinks this horse has a shot. I don't know. Really weird to me. I just didn't think that this was the horse that it would choose for a Scotty long shot. So the fact that it did is very interesting to me. So that was a note that I had. All right. Race number 7. The system is pointing towards the 2 and the 9 as far as metrics. Okay. Top GSR, but the 2 horses 20 to 1 in the morning line and 50 to 1 in the EquinEdge morning line. Prime for drinks. I don't know. By the way, was bet first time out. Doesn't drop to the basin. Why Walter Sleece again? I don't know. Is this speaking to Walter Sleece? We'll find out that he's misplacing his horses. I don't know. Top GSR. Top GSR was bet. 3 horse Scotty long shot, and it's a first time starter. So those are dangerous. 12 to 1 in the morning line, 9 to 1 in the EquinEdge morning line. So there are positives there. Here's the thing too. When you see a race where you think the favorites are vulnerable, now the system is pointing a little bit towards the 9, 4 to 5 in the EquinEdge morning line, 29%, top Scotty pick. But there's just something about this horse, right? Wasn't this horse supposed to run good last time out with that perfect trip and didn't win? That drops in for 40,000. This is a big drop. Doug O'Neill, Flavian Pratt. There's Flavian Pratt again. Right? So, I mean, yeah. But I thought the 7 was vulnerable. Did I put a note on the 8? I don't remember handicapping the 8. I didn't. Second time starter coming in from Colonial Downs. GSR is about the same. SOR drops. Hard to know about this horse. Peter Miller, though. Kyle Frey. Peter Miller will use Kyle Frey. I would probably say that the 8 is probably live. All right, Saratoga race number 4. The system's pointing towards the 3 and the 4. Scotty long shot, Scotty top pick, okay?
They won't take this one away.
but I gave you guys that earlier. Three's in last place. Four's in between horses. Four seems to be running good, though. Jockey's standing up on the horse. Our last buck is in the lead right now. Who's got the top GSR? Three horse has the top GSR in last place, but it's starting to finish. Four's got the measure of the one easy, not even asking. Who's a jockey on the four? Top Scotty pick. Joe Rosario's aboard. And here comes the three. So Rosario keeps doing this. You guys seeing this? Going in the middle of the track. He did it again. Maybe he knows something the other jockeys don't know. That's hilarious how he keeps doing that. So four's going to win over the one over the three. And three was 10-1. System led. That's the Scotty long shot. So you could take a horse like the four horse, single it, and then come back with, you could do a 4 all 3 exacta or trifecta, and then you could do a 4-3 saver exacta, right? Woodbine exacta paid $622. Yeah, we've seen those. Okay, you guys. This internet is not good right now. Again, in case you missed it, what's that? Okay, so metrics are lining up towards the 2 and the 9. In race number 8, metrics are lining up to the 8 horse, believe it or not, who is 5-2 on the morning line. Scotty Longshot, 38%, and a 6-1 morning line with the odds maker. So interesting horse here with the 8. Very, very interesting. Been off since April. Square Eddie. And you can see this horse is much better on the turf than it is dirt. A lot of you think that the Square Eddies can do both, and some of them can, but some, they've got bottom breeding as well. And you can see the Irish spread on the dam side, Ms. Zoller or Zuter, and this horse is clearly better on the turf. And last time ran on the dirt and didn't run well. Now getting on the dirt, that could be the reason for the morning line. So now this horse is getting a 69 GSR and a 60 SOR. So I think a lot lines up to the 8 horse for sure. A lot lines up to the 8. And the horse is tactical. Is it going to end up wide? I don't know. That's going to be the thing. Do I love the post? I don't love it. It can be good if he's fast enough, but I think the 8 is a horse you're going to have to watch out for. 8 clearly in the money. Okay. And then I'll probably make that my top pick, but I got to look at it a little bit closer. It's just tough with this internet being so slow right now. And then in the 9th race, a lot of the algorithms are lining up towards the 1 and the 2 horse. The 1 is the Scotty Longshot. It does not have a good GSR, but it's got a 19% number. It's the Scotty Longshot, and the morning line 7-1 in what appears to be a wide open race. So that doesn't scare me that the E-morning line 7-1 in this case. Comes back at the same level, comes back at the same GSR, broke from the rail last time out, which didn't affect the horse in a negative way. Comes back at the same surface and distance. All the conditions are the same, and draws inside again. So would expect a similar trip in which the horse barely lost. So, and the 1 is, one's got a good win percentage with the group. I mean, wide open in this race. So anything can happen. You're going to probably see a wall of them down the stretch here. And then maybe the 2 horse has got a really big GSR of 72. EE morning line 5-1. And neither one of these horses is a top 2 Scotty. This horse coming in from Pimlico and might get overlooked a little bit because of that. Throw out that last race. You see that 62 SOR? Throw that out. A lot of people won't see that, right? So they won't know. And you're going to go jump up from a 46 after breaking your maiden, in which you have a 5% chance of winning, and then you go up to a 62 group. The horse was never going to win that race. Now comes back to reality here. Renee Amescu, who's a good trainer, but I mean, you got to place your horses right as well. You win a race by a quarter of a length, and you put your horse in a race like that. I mean, come on. And you end up drawing the 12 hole over at Pimlico. Good luck with that. So you have to give this to a big look. And then the top two Scotty picks you always have to look at, the 3 and the 9. And the EquinEdge morning line on the 9 horse is 3-1. The 3 horse is 9-5. So those are contenders in what appears to be a wide open race. All right. Look at last year at 5 furlongs at Del Mar. On race number 8. All right, I'll run this and then I got to go, guys. I have no internet, so. So 2 shows fastest. 8 shows being wide the entire trip, unfortunately. But I don't know about this 2 horse. I think the 2 horse is fast, though, but it's coming in from Los Al, right? Is that the horse? Yeah. I mean, this is a fast horse. I mean, they're sending Jessica Piper, Brian Corner. Can this horse with a 35 GSR? I mean, it seems to have the class to fit here. And we've seen these low GSRs at times win going 5 furlongs on the turf. It's a tough one. I think this is the fastest horse in the race, though. The problem is, I don't know that the 8 is the second fastest horse. That's the problem, right? But it okay. Yeah, it might be. It might be. It's close. It's really close. That's a tough one, man. That is a tough one. It could be cheap speed for sure, Jeff, right? It's just a really hard call. It's just really hard to know. I mean, but it does look like the fast horse in the race. Usually when you refer to cheap speed, it's with a horse moving up in class. That's not what's happening here. This horse seems to have the SOR to compete. That's the problem. It doesn't have a good GSR. That's the problem, right? So you see, I mean, that last group it faced was a 60 SOR over at Los Alamitos around the hook. So can this horse go gate to wire? I mean, I guess it can. Nothing's lining up here. The 8, the 3, the 4, the 9, not the 9, the 5. I put a note that you can't ignore the 5, Austin's boy. What's my note? What does this say? So it needed the last race. Looked amazing, was in between horses and needed the race. Watch for next. That's a good note. That's a really good note. It's a really good note. In a wide open race like this where nobody looks like it wants the race, maybe the 5 horse, right? So I definitely going to consider that 5. All right, you guys, I have to go. I can't, Alex, I wish I could, but literally I've got to be on set in 1 hour from now, and I don't even know who I'm going to pick in these 9 races. So I kick ass today, you guys, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Win some money, okay? 9:30 Pacific. Also, if you want to watch and see who my top 3 picks are going to be in each race at Del Mar today, go to the simulcast feeds from your ADW, and John and I will go on about 1:03 to 1:05 p.m. here in about an hour from now, okay? All right, guys. Take care. Bye.